So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So we got the Pre-Anni batch revealed, and as people pointed out yesterday, like Law and Bepo was pretty obvious. The other legend is Kid and Killer. I think unit-wise, people are more excited by this unit, but in strength, actual strength in game, I'm not sure who's better. I haven't had the time to reflect right now, but yeah, I think they are pretty even at least. None of them are super duper high quality, important to pull right now kind of deal. But it's nice to get two new duo units. So yeah, let's start with Law and Bepo. Just like the duo units from last end of month ago, we have a Dex Int duo unit, and it's going to be Cerebral and Slasher. So this unit works well with all of the recent Cerebral stuff we've got, of course. We have Pinch Healing, Crit, and Super Tandem, so that's cool. So yeah. Both these units also have a swap to get them into duo form. And the super swap is important, especially for this Law and Bepo. So we don't know their solo captain abilities or their normal special. If you can't super swap, we'll have to wait for the data mine for that. Let's read the special. I went too far. There we go. Reduces the spear, recover bind, ship bind by 7 turns. And yeah, you rarely remove recover bind because we have actual potential ability for that. That can remove it by like 10 turns. So that's very much filler. So basically the spear and ship bind by 7 turns. Heals crew by 30,000 HP, and you get a 2-turn, 2.5 times Def Down Conditional. Boost Dex Int and Cerebral character space attack for 2 turns based on the number of status effects applied on crew. So this is similar to what they tried to do last month, but then it was about applying effects to enemies. Now it's about how many effects do you have applied to yourself. And this works pretty well for a unit like Law and Bepo, who don't apply any of the normal debuffs like the attack boost, or boost, call affinity, all of the chain stuff. So that means you can apply a lot of effects first, then use this special and try and maximize your base attack boost. It's just the fact that you're trying to max out your base attack boost. That's one of the less valuable buffs. And the difference you get is not that big. You go from a plus 1,250 to first 1,500, very small buff. And you only max out a plus 2,000, which is high for a base attack boost. But in the grand scheme of things, that's not a big damage increase. So not a big fan of that particular mechanic. Sounds like Berserk to me. Then you extend your conditional and the base attack boost by 1 turn. The conditional is also buffed by plus 0.3. The base attack boost is further buffed by plus 500, so that's cool. It can get pretty high in the end, so that's interesting. And this does work for your own special, so that means that in reality, Law and Bepo is a 3-turn conditional and a 3-turn base attack booster. So that's a lot better than 2 turns, of course, since you can carry it over to next stage. But of course, 3-turn conditional is useless unless you can actually get a conditional applied on 2 turns, like the Metal Exchange Ace, for example. And Law and Bepo actually can do that. We'll get to that later, because if they couldn't, this unit would be actually kind of trash. But since they can, it's pretty decent. Cat ability. Reduces CD by 1 turn. Dex in cerebral, 1.2 times HP, 5.5 times attack, 6 times attack when HP is 80% or above. Dex in tandem slots and matching slot effects, 50% damage reduction, 5000 HP heal, resist special reverse by 10 turns. If you pause there, like, not much to complain about. It's like what you can expect, and some extra goodies like healing, damage reduction, matching orbs, and the big one is of course resisting special reverse, always good. Ironically, not the only int dex cerebral duo units have that ability. Robin Koala has that as well, of course. And if a character's normal attack is effective against the enemy's type, change that character slots to tandem the next turn. And if you tap on this character with a tandem orb, your base attack boost can be increased up to 2 times. And the first boost is plus 300. So if we think about that, it means you can stack more increases, which is cool. So like the highest base attack boost you can get is plus 2000. Then the special increases is to plus 2500. Then this captain ability lets you get it to plus 600 more. So that means a potential plus 3100 base attack boost, which is actually significant. So that's not a joke at all. So if you can set that up, it's pretty good. And it's also cool that you can get guaranteed tandem orbs for the super tandem they have, and other potential super tandems on the team. Now I have to move the screen on OBS a bit so we can read this one. Crewmate ability. Tandem slots have matching slot effects, and characters' tandem slots carried over to the next turn if you hit the perfects. Very cool way of keeping tandem. I like that a lot. And it's just like, how do you get a tandem as a sub is like the main issue. Okay. Let's keep going. We're going down now. Tapping on this character with a tandem will further increase crew's base attack boosts by plus 300. Nice bonus, makes sense with the kit. Now we're getting into the swaps. Reduces attack down by 1 turn. Very rare for a swap, so that's cool. Boosts Dex, Int, and Cerebral attack by 1.5 times for 1 turn. 1500 HP heal and a free damage reduction. Like this a lot. Any offensive buffs you can get from a swap like this, really good. Main negative is that there's no orb manip, which can be annoying. So that does make the unit a bit worse. You can of course work around that in other ways, but it's a disappointment at least. But the rest of it, very cool. Super Swap. Reduces attack down duration by 3 turns. Boosts Dex, Int, and Cerebral character attack by 2 times for 1 turn. And this can be overwritten, of course. Further increases crew's attack boost effects by plus 0.25. Applies to this attack boost as well, so it's a 2.25 times attack boost. He is 5000 HP at the end of turn for 1 turn. Also reduces all enemies' defense by 80%, ignoring full immunity, which is really good, which means you can use the conditional. And also, after 1 turn, you get an 80% Def Down again, also ignoring full immunity. And you become Law and Bepo for 3 turns. So that's how you get into duo form. We know the drill by now. But yeah, very good that we can actually reliably get the Def Down through full immunities. You basically need a super swap for this unit to be functional. Without it, they are pretty much useless, I'd say, since without that, something else needs to do the Def Down, and that's never worth it. And you're basically having a base attack booster, which you don't use a slot for, and utility is also pretty meh. So yeah, you just need the super swap or you're not using this unit. That's just how it is. Super tandem need 2 specific units. One can be Anni cerebral, the second one must be one of his crewmates, one of Law's crewmates, or Luffy, or Kid, or Corazon. And yeah, this is like the issue of the other super tandem law we have. It's way too restrictive. Like, Luffy is not cerebral, Kid is not cerebral, Corazon is not getting new units. The others are rare recruits. You rarely use rare recruits outside of niche circumstances. So yeah, that makes this super tandem immediately really hard to use. So it's only Final Battle 2, which is a weird restriction, I'd say. The actual effect is a 2.25 times tandem attack boost dex in cerebral, and also reducing damage taken by 60% for 1 turn, which is bizarre. Like, I can understand a damage reduction attack boost, that makes sense with Kit, but now swap gives damage reduction, super tandem gives damage reduction. Like, I don't get it. I think the final super swap doesn't give damage reduction maybe, but that's incredibly niche. Let's just take a look. Yes, the idea is that here you don't get the damage reduction, but instead you use the super tandem final stage to get a damage reduction. Like, that's just dumb, I'd say. It should have been a damage reduction attack boost and keep damage reduction on the super swap bet. That's my opinion. All in all, solid legend saved by a super swap. I think it's a 6 swap super swap, which is annoying, but better than 8 or 9 or above. So we take 6 swaps. Definitely not recommending you to pull, but will be a good addition whenever you pull them. This will end up being long, so I think I'll split this up. So we do Law Bepo first and then Kid Killer. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.